Welcome back to the MMA Explorers. Today, let's get started with Terence Crawford is not interested in a fight against Ilia Topuria. Boxing pound-for-pound king Terence Crawford has shut down speculation about a potential crossover bout with UFC pound-for-pound king Ilia Topuria. Crawford made it clear he has no interest in the matchup and says he's nowhere near the level of Conor McGregor. Before we continue, make sure to leave a like on this video to support the channel. Let's aim for 10 likes.
He then responded yesterday via Twitter to you walking out to the song that he usually walks out to. And I know that you were asked about this, but this was his response. First, he calls me drunk. Then he walks out to my song. Crawford, whenever you want, I'll teach you how to dance the mariachi in the ring, and Canelo, I'll save you a round after him. Honestly, you walking out to his song, did you not know that that was the song he always walks out to?
To be honest, I never even seen this dude fight. I'm not worried about that guy at all. I didn't even know who he was. When he seen me at the UFC, he came up and shook my hand saying, "What's up to me?" I didn't even know who he was, but then I see him online talking about he'd knock me out and in the first round and this and that and this. Well, if you wanted to fight me, you had the opportunity to tell me like, "Hey man, I want to fight you. What's up?" Like, that's fake. If I don't like somebody, if I want to fight them for whatever reason, I would have been like, "Hey, what's up, man? What you think about me and you fighting?" I'm not gonna go hide behind the keyboard and things like that and then be like, "Oh, I knocked this dude out, this, and that, and this."
Do you think he actually wants to fight you, or do you think, as the kids would say, he's just trying to clout chase? I
definitely think he's trying to clout chase. I think he'll definitely get in the ring with me for the right check. I don't know what the fuck he's doing. I don't know what he thinking this way. I will. Ain't even nothing to talk about.
Do you, now that this has become a thing and you see the interest, do you have interest in fighting him?
For what? What?
Money.
What money would I get out of fighting him?
Well, I know Floyd made a lot, obviously, to fight Conor.
He's not nowhere near on the level of Conor McGregor. Don't ever compare him to Conor. Conor was here. He's here. Like I said, I don't know this guy. I never seen this guy fight. And I watch a lot of MMA, Maybe, I'm slipping. Maybe he's a good fighter, I don't know. But I honestly never seen this guy fight. Tell that guy to, keep up the good work in his career. I wish him the best.
Makhachev backs Usman Nurmagomedov to become future UFC champion. Former UFC lightweight champion Makhachev has voiced his belief that Bellator lightweight king Usman Nurmagomedov has the tools to one day claim UFC gold. Speaking via James Mystery, Makhachev praised his teammates' skill set but stressed the importance of discipline.
Spar with Usman a lot. We help each other like many years, and this guy grew up, I know this guy when he was like young, like small kids, but he's a champion right now. And why is he champion? Because he training always hard, he know what he want, and he training always with the champion. That's why he's here and he gonna defend his belt.
Could Usman be the UFC champion?
Of course, he have everything, but he's still young, and in the future he can be all organization champion. Just have to do same things, focus and training.
Dana White says LeBron James would last 10 seconds in the cage with Khabib. UFC President Dana White dismissed any idea of NBA superstar LeBron James stepping into the octagon against former lightweight champion Khabib Nurmagomedov, saying the matchup would be over almost instantly.
How long would each athlete last in the ring with prime Khabib? Draymond Green.
Not long. I don't know. 10 seconds.
LeBron James.
10 seconds. He's going to get him and he's going to strangle him or rip his arm off.
I show speed.
That's interesting because he is a very athletic, talented kid, but not long.
Last one with Jake Paul.
The difference between the Paul brothers is they have some wrestling and things like that, but I'll give Jake 25 seconds.
That's better than LeBron.
Jake actually fights, but it doesn't last long.
Khamzat Chimaev teaches students key takedown strategy. During a recent training session, Khamzat Chimaev shared advice with students on how to set up effective takedowns. The undefeated UFC star emphasized the importance of striking before shooting in.
We're gonna work on takedowns today. Punch, move, move. Out punch, never do takedown. I do sometimes, but better to don't do that. This makes mistakes, and they have more chance to counter. So better to punch. When you punch, and he has to defend. When you punch, then you go for it. See, I'm not like this. Thank you. Boom. Here, tight. Then from here I go like this. Watch, guys. If you go with your hand, if you put your hand like this, you're gonna block it. If you go like this, it's better. You're not gonna hurt. Anyway, it's MMA. You're gonna hurt something, but better to not broke. And little pain is okay.
Dana White explains why he blocks MMA versus boxing crossovers. UFC President Dana White has once again made his stance clear on crossover fights between MMA fighters and boxers. Speaking on the Club 520 podcast, White admitted that while such matchups are possible, he doesn't allow them under the UFC banner.
Here's the problem with that. The answer is yes, unfortunately. But, you know, boxers get murdered in MMA.
Yeah.
And MMA fighters get murdered in boxing. It's just, they're two completely different sports. You know, they're both fighting, but they're two completely. I mean, James Toney. You guys know James Toney, right?
Yeah, 1000%.
One of the baddest motherfuckers of all time.
Facts.
Mean, nasty dude. Chased me around for months. Would show up at our press conferences and say, hey, I heard you used to get knocked out every weekend in Boston, and say all this shit to me. He would talk so much shit to me to get me to just want to see him get his ass whooped is basically what he did, right? Yeah. So he would show up at these press conferences, and he was hilarious. So finally I said yes, and I put him in against Randy Couture, who is you know,
man, the legend.
Why would you single-legged him, took him right down, and then just started smashing him. And you know, James Toney lost that fight. Then you've seen guys go over to boxing and get, you know, basically the equivalent of what happened to him happened to them over there. They're two completely different sports. You train differently for them, and you know, so my long-winded answer to you is yes, it could happen, but it's not what I really want to do.
Gilbert Burns believes Reinier de Ridder could be the one to beat Khamzat Chimaev. Former UFC title challenger Gilbert Burns has named one championship's Reinier de Ridder as the only fighter capable of handing Khamzat Chimaev a loss. Speaking on the Boyton de Koy MMA podcast, Burns pointed to de Ridder's world-class jiu-jitsu as the key factor.
Be doing that also soon. What's in your opinion the key for him to win that fight?
I think from the whole division, I think he's the one that has more chance. The whole division, I actually had in my channel, I have a big channel in Brazil. I was talking to Chimaev's coach, jiu-jitsu coach. We fought before, and I asked, who you think is the hardest fight? And then I say, I'm gonna tell you. But then you tell me, and then he said, who you think? I think it's RDR. And then he said, me too, I think it's RDR. I have all RDR videos. He already said, I watch everything already. I think he can win. I think his jiu-jitsu is high level. I trained him a couple of times. He's very good, very long, very big. I don't know how he make middleweight. He's huge.
Daniel Cormier criticizes Kelvin Gastelum's weight miss after UFC win. Daniel Cormier didn't hold back when addressing Kelvin Gastelum's weight miss following his victory over Dustin Stoltzfus. Speaking on the broadcast, Cormier revealed the situation was so bad they considered skipping the post-fight interview. Before we continue, help us reach our goal of 100 subscribers here on MMA Explorers. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss any of our daily MMA content. I watched him beat Dustin Stoltzfus, who, if you truly knew his story and all he's dealing with, to go out there and fight a guy that heavy, it's unfair. I don't know how to judge Gastelum. Honestly, it was so bad we thought about not doing the interview. You should feel something negative whenever you don't make weight or show up like that. I get it. He took the fight on 4 weeks' notice, but that's a month to get ready. Let's wrap it up for the day. Thanks for watching.